Okay, so yesterday I promised that I would assemble the rope bed that I made yesterday. So I started to put it together. It looks like everything's going to fit together beautifully, but I want to show you what I did and then also assemble it for you. I'm going to walk through kind of slow because a couple people had mentioned yesterday in my post that they would like to build one of these for camping. This would be a great camping bed because it doesn't have any nails or any screws in it. With all of the joints, I did a dovetail. It has a ridge for it to sit on and then a dovetail to hold it together. So you don't have to nail it together, you don't have to screw it together. It will pretty much sit together while you're getting the ropes thread through. So here we go. I've marked everything. When I tore down the original old log cabin, one of the things that I noticed is that every single joint was numbered and corresponding to the other side of the board. So I did the same on all of these rafters when I built them. Everything is numbered with Roman numerals, and as I constructed the bed, I did the same. Everything is numbered with Roman numerals so that when I go to reassemble it, there's no guesswork. This is number 1, and it goes on this side, so I'll put it over here. And this one should be number 2, and I'll put it here. Let's just lay it down for the sake of the video. Dovetail facing out, and then this is my 1 and 2. So on this side I've got a 2, and that side a 2, and then on this side I've got a 1. So basically this just drops into here and locks into place, and this one the same. So 2 and 2, 1 and 1, and now I can stand that up. And then I would do the same to the other side, or I could put on my end pieces. So on here, I've got a 4 on this side. So I just need to find, these are my ends, and here's my 4. So again, it is dovetailed as well, but it's a smaller dovetail because of the end piece. So that goes dovetailed there. This is the 3. This one is marked 3 and 8. So this should be 3 on this side. I don't have much light on this side, but that is 3. Okay. This one is marked 7 and 5. And again, I'm in the dark over here, and this looks like this says 7. It's definitely not a 5. And I have the door even opened up, but that's right. So there's that one. 8 and 6. Can't see, but I believe that's the 8. Yep. So this one goes this way. There we go. Okay. So there's that. Now, all I have to do is string my rope through it and then get the rope tight. So I'm going to do that in a minute, but I'm going to pause for a second take some really nice pictures so that when I build my video for you, I can mark down like the degrees and everything that I had stuff cut at, so that you'll have some measurements to go by if you would like to build one of these for camping. But I'll tell you, it's pretty simple in the fact that there's a ledge for all boards to sit on. That way, when your weight is on this, it is not on the dovetail itself. The dovetail is just to hold it together. So your weight is transferred to the post. I dovetailed. The doves are cut at 70 degrees, but ultimately it doesn't matter. As long as you match your cut, who cares what they're cut at? You know, I kind of try to keep everything that I'm doing as simple as possible. So I cut mine at 70 degrees and then marked out the post to cut them the same. So let me put you on time lapse while I'm stringing this, because it's going to take me a while to get all that rope fed through here. And Lord knows you don't want to stick around that long. If I had any advice for you, something that you could do differently that would maybe help you out, it would have been build this 10 years ago when my kids were still legally obligated to help me, because they would have been stringing to bed. This is no fun. I mean, it is fun, but it's a lot of stringing back and forth. It's well worth it, but yet it's a lot of pulling strings. Okay, so I got one way strung, and now it's time to get the other way strung, which is going to take a little while. So I'll put you back on time lapse again. I'm just going to weave this in and out all the way down. And then through the hole. Okay, I've got the bed all strung. Now I'm just going to try to tighten it up the best I can by hand and see what that feels like. I'm not sure that I want it real super tight, because after all, it's kind of like a cot, and if I get it too tight, it's going to be too tough. So let me tighten it up by hand first, see what it feels like, and then if I need to make a tool or something to tighten it up tighter, I will. I don't think I'm going to, though. I can already tell just by pushing on it that it really feels like it's going to be good enough. For a while anyway. After it's used for a little while, I'll probably have to tighten it up some more, but we'll cross that road when I get there. Okay. I've got them all pulled pretty tight just by hand. I used a little flat bar on this side a little bit, but mostly just hand strength. So let me throw a blanket on there and see how it feels. I've never honestly laid on a rope bed at all. I've been on cots, just never a rope bed. So let me throw a blanket on there and just see how she feels. I didn't bring a pillow up, but this is that old, I guess it's not old. It's, I think my mom made it probably 2 or 3 years ago. And it's just a quilt with, oh, my blue jeans and some of my old, you could see that one's all stained up. My blue jeans, my flannel shirts. There's a camouflage shirt in here somewhere. Here's a pocket. whenever we do that, I try to get her to keep the pockets for me. I just like to leave the pockets on there. Who knows? Sometime I might throw some extra change in there or something. So anyway, here we go. Well, I could definitely sleep on it. I would need a pillow, but other than that, I wouldn't want it any tighter than that either. So while I'm here, I'm going to explain these joints a little bit. So nothing's nailed together, but with that rope pulling in constantly, these joints could never come apart because they're being held together toward the middle. So here's the, this is the thing this is a Cabela's shirt from when I was younger, camouflaged. I used to deer hunt a lot, so that was one of my old Cabela's shirts that got sewn into the batch. So there you go. That is a rope bed. I probably will throw a couple blankets on it for padding, and then one to cover up with. I'll probably, in the basement with all my other junk, friends of mine owned a sheep farm. They sold the farm. When they were selling the farm, they asked me if I wanted some wool. They had big bags of wool from shearing sheep. So I've got big bags of wool down there. I might use that wool for making some pillows. I did, if you could see up here, there's wool stuffed in all the different cracks. And what my mindset behind everything I do is, if the pioneers were traveling across the country and they had an air gap, what would they stuff in there? And the answer is whatever they could. So I have along the whole top of the cabin there where the roof meets the top log, there's some wool stuffed in there. Any little crack and crevice around the window frames, instead of using insulation, now I did on the wall there, but any place that might be exposed so people can see it, all that is stuffed with wool from a sheep, because I believe that the pioneers would have just done whatever they had to do to stay warm. If there was air coming in the house, they would have stuffed wool in it. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the making of the rope bed. Thank you for joining me. It's been my pleasure. This YouTube channel was not something I planned on doing. All of the footage of the fireplaces and those things, I shot those strictly to show to my friends. I did not intend on building a YouTube channel. I've had a YouTube channel for years, but I really haven't done anything with it until about a month ago. I was shocked when it started to really reach out to people, so that's why I decided to go ahead and start filming some more and just kind of let people in on what I'm doing here. This is not something I intended to do, but it seems to be something that people enjoy, so I've decided to go ahead and expand on it.